puts it in the air. It's a low line drive. That's put back, and what an unbelievable match from the Falcons. 25-23, an exciting ending to it all.
Wilson rolls out, he'll go up the middle to the end zone. Touchdown, Ludlow.
Still alive, they're not giving up on this possession. Cochia giving chase. They got room in front of the net, and there it is. Gonna be thrown instead of kicked. Put in the box, it's deep, headed out. Tried to head it back in, still alive. The Falcons regain possession. Here comes a shot, and we're tied. From Fairfield Warde High School, it's high school girls soccer on the Falcons Sports Network. This evening, it's the Fairfield Ludlow Falcons and the Fairfield Warde Mustangs. The battle for Black Rock is on, and it is on FSN. We will tune in to our public address announcer right now as we begin with our national anthem and starting lineups for game number 2 of our doubleheader.
Number 14, Haley Taylor. Number 19, Ellen Kelly.
We'll run through the lineups as they announce them. Grace Shaw, Ellen Kelly was just announced. This is Georgia Hoey. Caroline Sullivan, a junior, number 5. That's Bridget Paulman. She's a senior. That was Bianca Leone. Paige O'Connell, she's a captain of this Ludlow team. Kelsey Brown, she's a captain of this team as well. That's Maya Newton. She's also a captain. They're announcing all the captains. That's Maddie Herron. And Peter Nikach, of course, the coach. And now the lineup for Fairfield Warde.
Sophomore number 2,
Olivia Ronning, a sophomore, number 2. This is number 3, Claire Cherinsky, a junior. The senior, number 4, Claire Corcoran. That's a junior number 8, Jenna Wright.
A junior number 10, Megan Paganese.
Junior number 10, Maddie Lajuanis.
A senior number 17, Amy O'Grady. A senior
That is number 17, Janie Bari, Boldringy, and Caroline Brown.
senior number 22, Caroline Aguero. And a sophomore number 26,
Number 22, Carolina Fierro, and number 26, Julia Marcus. And Tom Cunningham is the head coach for Fairfield Warde, assisted by Natalie Wagner, John Reisert, and Giovanni Rojas. We'll stand and step aside for the national anthem. So with that, it is time for girls soccer on FSN. And as we said earlier, this is a game of neighbors at some points and of teammates, previous teammates. As Ludlow and Warde players, they're always playing. They've always played on each other's teams, and it has become so much more than a soccer game. It's a little friendly competition to lighten up your Wednesday evening, if you will. So, just about set to go, 40 minutes on the clock. The Nest in their colors, their pink out colors for this evening. The Nest in the pink out, as we said. We do hope some of them are watching this one, and we will certainly see them more throughout the season. The Swedish Cup is actually going to stay with Fairfield Ludlow, as we have just learned, because they did win it last year, and in the boys' game they tied 0-0. So Ludlow does win the Swedish Cup, you could say, for a second year in a row. Falcons coached by Peter Nikac. His assistants Danilo Martinez, Dylan Strachan, and Dan Sierra. Also a club advisor, I should say. The Mustangs coached by Tom Cunningham, with his assistants Natalie Wagner, John Reisert, and Giovanni Rojas. Their managers are John Benzie and Eloise Gassetta, and Colin Williams. The wonderful athletic director here at Fairfield Warde is Seth Fry. Athletic trainer Jordan Thurman, and site director and basketball coach extraordinaire, who we'll see more during basketball season, is Dave Danko. As for the Ludlow staff, our wonderful AD Todd Parness. Athletic trainer is Sidney Juckins. Ludlow managers are Cam Pickering, Greta Vanderblue, and Maddie Boskin. So girls soccer is underway. Continue along here with our FSN coverage. Move along here. It's early control by the Mustangs, who again are heavy favorites in this one. But as we see, and as we saw in the boys' game, heavy favorites does not necessarily mean they're a lock to win it. In these kind of games, anything is possible. The box, and it's saved. Early opportunities on the far side, and as I said, this is a very friendly rivalry. These teams certainly hate each other on the pitch, but as soon as that clock hits 0, they're all friends again. One of the beauties about this rivalry, two players going down there. Got about 38 to play in this opening half. Again, Fairfield, Ludlow, Fairfield, Warde. Far side goes out of play. Still playable in the box. Good chest save, and Warde's going to get their first opportunity here. In the box, batted around, trickles through. A shot, Heron eagerly awaiting. Didn't get it in. That's going to go out. Heron will take the goal kick. Down the middle of the field. Still in play. And that's going to trickle out to the far side. Not much going in the early going. 35:50 to play. Fairfield Ludlow and Fairfield Warde in the battle for Black Rock that will run through here for all fall sports. Field hockey played last night. Boys soccer just played. Girls soccer playing right now. And football will play here Thanksgiving morning, and what a fun game that's going to be. Nice spacious broadcast booth. Just need some Ethernet. We know they're working on it. Hopefully we'll have it for Thanksgiving Day so we can bring you the Thanksgiving Day football game live. Shot from Brown, trickles out. Claire Harper diving to save it. Excuse me, Kaylee Walklett. That goes out of play. 34:50 to play in this first half. Fairfield Ludlow and Fairfield Warde in a pink out game. Ludlow in their road whites, pink socks. This is Paige O'Connell, has a good size up on the rest of the field. In the box, trickles through, still alive, a shot, and that's 1-0. How about that for a shot? It's a freshman. Or at least it looked like Kaylee Scala. And Ludlow with 34-24 takes the 1-0 lead. How about that for an early start? Trickles through. Wow, early going, and it couldn't have gone any better to start for Peter Nikach's squad. 1-0 with 34:03 to go. The first goal we've seen all night as we saw a scoreless boys game. The smell of pizza is oh so tempting down low, and I know some of the other media up here in the press box would definitely agree. It's a cold, cold night. But Ludlow bring in some red-hot offense into it. Heather Clark puts it up ahead. Nikach took a gamble and took a couple of freshmen on the team. Kaylee Scala, one of them. Zoe Tamburello as well. Sydney Fishback as well. Here's a cross into the box, looking for number 2. Trickles around. Still in play. They couldn't get a boot on it. And now a whistle coming. Again, 3 freshmen he took a gamble with, and it's paying off at least for one of them. And I think you would agree that this is a game that is huge, and for her to be coming up in her freshman year and scoring a goal in the Warde game, that's a pretty big accomplishment. Starting in the Warde game and coming up big in the Warde game. Again, this is not just a ball game. Didn't really mention it, but if Ludlow, the winner of this game, is essentially the only team of these two that stays in the playoff hunt. Ludlow 9, Warde 10. So a win for Ludlow in this game, and they can stay in it. A loss, and they're basically out of it. Both teams would be out of it. They really need to win this ball game, and that is certainly going to help them. Paige O'Connell to put it in play. She's a basketball player. We'll see her pretty soon. It's going to be a Falcon ball, and it's going to be thrown in by a senior Bianca Leon. Falcons bring 12 seniors into this season. We interviewed them all, actually, in our fall sports preview, and they're all seemingly doing their job. Trickles out, but they're going to say she was already out of bounds. The ball was already out of bounds, so Leon gets to keep it. Exciting beginning to this one. In the box, chase down. Falls on it. That was Emily Fishback, Sydney's sister. And here go the Mustangs, charging down the far side of the field, but lost it. That trickles out, and it's a Warde goal kick, but wow, is all you can say. The Mustangs blinking first and blinking early. And the Falcons out to an extraordinary lead. A statement goal in their opener. If Ludlow wins it, we could not have split it better going into that Thanksgiving football game in terms of the rivalry. It would be 1-0-1, the record for all the teams. A win in field hockey for Warde, a tie in boys soccer for both schools, and it would be a win in Ludlow for girls soccer. And you gotta think that the crowd is certainly doing a part in this and helping them in this game. In the air near side, goes out of play. We've covered 3 Ludlow soccer games so far. Their opening game against Brian McMahon, and a game against St. Joe's they played at home. And now we watch as they play against Warde. It's a line drive kick around the 35-yard line. Tried to win it back, and they're gonna. Ludlow's gonna take this ball. They get it. Georgia Hoey awaits, and a nasty hit that put Ellen Kelly on the floor. But it's going to turn into a Ludlow free kick. That's going to be taken by a senior, McKenna Forrest. Normally on defense, trying to bring it into offense. As Warde goalie Kaylee Walcott gets ready. Forrest looking to the sideline for some assistance. Walcott standing on the near goalpost, moving from near to far as she prepares for this free kick. The whistle into the box, and it's way too high. So Warde's going to get a goal kick. A little bit of danger that gets cleared out there. The ball is pink tonight, if I am not deceived by my eyes. Hopefully I'm not. Line drive kick. That's battled for around. Ludlow wins it, but it's cleared on the ground. They have a chance to get it. Forrest went to the ground and deflects off. It's a chase. That's won by Anna Paulman, and Heron comes in and saves the day with a nice save. Or not a save, but just as good as a save. She gets a clearance. Here goes Kelsey Brown. Excuse me, that's the goal scorer for the Falcons, Kaylee Scala, and there's going to be a free kick. Near side. Warde looking for an equalizer. Loses the defender. Cross to the middle is cleared out. Big clear for the Falcons. One zip Ludlow in the early going. Trickles into the box. Threatening, and we're tied. Offense is going early in this one. 1-1 your score at 23-23. Not the way you wanted it to go if you're the Falcons. Work to the near side. The Mustangs with the ball, looking to go up for the first time. Heron's coming out to make the gutsy save. Down about 20 minutes to go. Ludlow has certainly been silenced. A 1-1 ball game that certainly looks to be good. Here comes the kick. It's up into the box. Kaylee Scala got that first goal. Here's a chip that goes out. Neither team seems to be buckling early. They each kind of had one defensive mishap and one offensive explosion. Near side, put up, and cleared out. (21-27) and counting to play. 1-1 your score. Ludlow has not swept this matchup in a long time. But they're looking to at least come out undefeated tonight. Didn't win, didn't lose that first game. Trickles around far side. And now Warde gets a free corner, so it's going to be a set piece for the Mustangs. Approaching 20 minutes to play. Needing something to go on. Certainly a good electric crowd for game 2. Neither student section going anywhere. In the box, a little too much on it. Hustling to get it, though, from the Mustangs is Avery Orachev, who subbed in. Started the game. Played with the head, now with the foot. And it's cleared out. .40 to play. The Warde scoreboard has been kind of a laughing stock for a while. It's been so old, but it just got revamped, and the only thing that you could laugh about it now is the fact that it is a siren instead of a horn, not what you would expect. And it's not exactly a fire truck kind of sounding siren. It is a pretty funny sounding siren, so everything other than that, it's an absolutely great place to play this game. Of course, next year it'll be at Ludlow, as most of the fall sports games will be. It's kind of played out that way. The boys basketball and girls basketball at Ludlow Warde games will be at Ludlow this year. Not sure how camera accessible that's going to make it, as we will have a packed house on hand. Kick in the air. This has certainly been an exciting one through 17 minutes of ball game. Or with 17 to go, I should say. I want to thank Chris Blank, our cameraman, for this one. Doing a great job as always up there. Coming in, headed around. A good rebound, and Kaylee Scala tried to pass it out. She's got a goal to her name already. That's Forrest chipping it up. And now it goes out of play. .16 to play in this first half. Near side, O'Connell. Couple of moves. She's got room to pass it in, excuse me. Leone. Chip in the box. Still alive. Cheston and his diving save. Keeps us 1-1 in the early going. And now cleared out. That was a huge save. In net by Kaylee Walclett, excuse me. All the way back to that last line of defense for the Falcons and cleared out. Ludlow's kind of lost all momentum. After scoring first, they gave up a goal to Warde, and since then it's kind of been all Mustangs. As odd as that may sound. Ludlow scored first, and now we're deadlocked at 1 apiece. Far side, excuse me. And a whistle coming with 14 to play in this first half. Far side. Whistle coming. It's been a relatively quick first half, already down to about 13 and a half to play. In the box, that was a pretty good throw, but Heron all over it. Yelling at her teammates. The field general, if you will, and an excellent save by Maddie Heron leaping up to catch it, and it goes out of play. Weaving her way through. That is Corcoran. A lot of these girls we'll see in the basketball court, too. It was just announced today that there will be a Todd Berger tournament for a second year in a row. In play, Warde try to get it back. They're gonna. But a clearance. And as I was saying, it was just announced today there's going to be another Todd Berger tournament. Same teams as last year, only this year, instead of Staples in the first round, Ludlow will play St. Paul. And wanting to not lose my voice again, we have changed it up a little. We're for the Todd Berger tournament, which is the girls' tournament over the holiday break. We are only going to be doing the Ludlow games. So we'll have one game on day 1, one game on day number 2. Then on Friday, then for the boys' tournament, we will have all 4 games because that is huge. Those are some huge matchups. Ludlow and Prep on day 1 will be preceded by Notre Dame of Fairfield and their crosstown rivals from Warde. And then, of course, the winners at 6 and 8 the next day will play. Charging down the near side. Ludlow looking for a second goal. And a second tie I don't think would go over too well with the fans because really they're here and they're all here for bragging rights. It's pretty clear. And if they tie twice, that's not really going to one team or the other. The female version of the Swedish Cup on the line tonight. Boy, the Ludlow retained it with a tie in game 1 since they did win it last year. The girls looking to win it back this year. Couple of subs coming from Fairfield Ludlow's end. 10:15 to play in half number 1. Here comes a throw-in. Whistle coming. If Ludlow goes to the FCAC playoffs, they'll play whoever the top seed is, whether it's St. Joe's, Ridgefield. The top seed is still kind of up for grabs. But whoever that is, Ludlow will play them, and we will most likely have that game live for you. If it's Ridgefield, I would say a 99% chance we'll have that game for you. If it's St. Joe's, that's a different story. Boys soccer team also is likely headed to the FCAC playoffs. They play Staples. I'm not sure how we're getting down to Loeffler Field, but we will try. In the box. Kicked out. As far as field hockey goes, they are likely not going to the FCAC. So we move to about 8.5 to play. Eight and a half minutes to play in half number 1. Fairfield Ludlow 1, Fairfield Warde 1. Ludlow getting it on a Kaylee Scala, the freshman, scoring it. Fairfield Warde, it was announced this year, will be the site of the FCAC Girls Soccer Championship. So should everything go right for Warde, they could end up playing here in a week for the title. The semis will be in Wilton. The quarterfinals at the higher seed. But they could end up playing the final here. Seven and a half minutes to play. Ludlow 1, Warde 1 in this opening half. What an eventful one it's been, mostly because there's goals being scored at least. Near side. Played in. Opportunity loose in the box. Still not cleared out. Scala almost got her second of the night. Kaylee Scala is just an animal when it comes to soccer. Unbelievable that we haven't seen more of her this season. Almost had a second goal on a team of 12 seniors. Not only does she make the varsity team, she gets the starting job in one of their biggest games of the year and comes up with a goal. Almost 3. She's had 3 real good chances, and now she's got it again. She is certainly going to be a player to watch, and is going to be very fun to watch in the next couple of years, especially when she gets to her junior and senior year. She'll practically run this team. We see that in a lot of different sports. Callum Crawford, a starting nod as a freshman last year on the boys soccer team. We had 4, trying to think in my head, 4 or 5. I'm not going to give you one straight answer there. Freshmen on the girls basketball team that last year that are most likely going to be jumping on the girls team again this year, and we'll have a lot more freshmen. We've seen that in a lot of different sports. The freshmen getting starting knots. And it is a huge honor for all of them. In fact, we do see some of those Ludlow girls basketball players there on the pitch tonight and in the stands. We'll get some of their games on again, including the Todd Berger tournament right back here.
Ready?
Over Christmas break.
All right, see you guys. Oh, where's the umbrella, Shan? Where's the umbrella? Should you leave it down underneath the other bench?
Down to about 4.5 minutes to play. In the box. A quiet last couple of minutes here at Fairfield Ludlow, down about 3:50 to play. It's actually, official time is actually going to be 3:50 right now. We'll reset the clock. Now on the near side, it's Scala again. This time looking for an assist, and she's knocked over. No whistle is blown, and another Falcon knocked over. That's Brown. One to one, your score. Split goals in the opening half. Inside 2.5 to play. Halftime on its way. We'll have the football game again, another on-demand broadcast because we are not, internet is not available at Montville, but we will be traveling to Montville for the football game on Friday night. Just received some wonderful emails from the Montville athletic director. And we have also confirmed we're in Norwalk on Saturday afternoon for Ludlow and Norwalk boys soccer. Fought for, and they got it. Scala's pass errant. Down to 140. Minute 15 and counting to play. Excellent passing. They have some time to score. Brown, a little chip. Almost retrieved by Kirsten Morris-Rowe. Now here's Warde on the other end. Heron with a boot. Excellent job by Maddie Heron to save their butts a bunch of times tonight. So whistle is blown. Turns us back the other way as we count down the last 20 or so seconds. Lots of media at this game, as that is going to be the last play of the half. 1-1, your score through a half a play. Half number 2, oh, that should be even better. We'll take a short break, join you for half number 2 when we get back. You're watching FCAC Girls Soccer on the Falcon Sports Network.
Yes. Oh, hi. I suppose you're wondering what an A-list celebrity like me is doing in a place like this. You must know, I'm saving the world. Oh, hi, Beth. Yep, saving the world again. Did you know that 40% of all the food produced in the United States is thrown away? That means everything that went into that food, the pesticides, the water, the land, was all for nothing. Just look at this perfectly good food thrown in the trash. The pizza with extra Cheerios, these goldfish and Band-Aid tacos. And just look at this perfect trash burger. This pasta dog looks delicious.
You don't have to dumpster dive like Ed Begley Jr. to save the planet. Fight food waste by shopping smart and using what you buy before it gets trashed.
That's way better. Ooh, arugula.
Do your part and find out other world-saving tips at betterthaned.org.
What would happen if I had to pick up the phone, call 911 for one of my family members or one of my neighbors? What would I do if no one was on the other end to respond? What if there was no 911? So you can be a part of the solution.
Anybody can be a firefighter. Male, female, younger, older.
We have school teachers. We have leaders in business.
Is me, you, anyone that wants to be.
There is no typical firefighter.
We farm about 3,500 acres. There's pipelines everywhere. The contractor working on my property did not have the lines located before he began work, and it resulted on a strike on a natural gas pipeline. Fortunately, no one was hurt, but it could have been much worse. Calling 811 or visiting clickbeforeyoudig.com in the U.S. only takes minutes to do, and it can save your life.
Many medicines used to treat colds and flu contain acetaminophen, a pain reliever and fever reducer found in hundreds of over-the-counter and prescription medicines. But taking too much or more than one medication containing acetaminophen per day can damage your liver. So always read the label and don't take acetaminophen if you drink 3 or more alcoholic drinks every day. To learn more, visit fda.gov/OTC pain info. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Food and Drug Administration.
Anyone can fall victim to moving fraud. Know your rights and responsibilities.
There was never really a valid contract.
Movers must always give written estimates.
I was bound to an estimate, but it was after the fact.
Be sure that any document is complete before signing it, and that it includes information to determine the final charges.
It was a version that I had not seen before.
Visit protectyourmove.gov to download a free moving fraud prevention guide. Search for registered movers and view their complaint histories. Move with confidence.
Matthew.
Huh? Oh. I know that a lot of times, Mom, it might not seem like I'm listening to you, but I am. And what you say really does matter to me.
All the talks we've had over the years, including what you've told me about not using alcohol and other drugs, they stick with me, and they make a difference, especially at times that matter most.
Hey, want a drink?
No thanks, I'm good. So thank you, Dad, for preparing me for what's ahead.
Thanks, Mom, for always being my biggest fan.
Thank you for talking.
All right, crew, let's get started. Sure.
Don't ignore the law. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 days before any digging project so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
Are you thinking about buying medicine online? A search for online pharmacies yields more than 20 million results. But which ones can you trust? Medicines bought from unlicensed online pharmacies can be dangerous. You may get a fake drug, your condition may get worse, or you may experience a bad reaction. Don't put your health at risk. To learn how to find an online pharmacy that's safe and legal, visit fda.gov/BeSafeRx. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
Making is in essence telling a story. Every time I make something, I'm telling a story. When a kid gets their hands on the world and learns that they can make their fantasy play, that they can make their reality, that's power. As far as I'm concerned, everyone should feel that kind of power. So if there's something that interests you, go figure out how to do it. Go tell your own story. There it is. I want to know why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Both my legs were amputated due to an IED. It's when you start to try to get back into like an everyday life. I absolutely felt like I lost some of my purpose. There must be something more. When DAV came into my life, they gave me a new mission. I could still be a productive member of society, could still support a family.
The DAV gave him that sense of structure and purpose again to get his life back together.
Visit DAV.org to learn more about our mission.
We believe in patriotism. We believe in our nation's youth. We believe veterans earn their benefits through their service to our nation. We believe in a strong national security. We believe in our country. For 100 years, veterans have been impacting our nation through the American Legion, and we believe it makes a difference. If you believe, learn more at legion.org/webelieve.
Most of us like to be out in the sun. That's why sunscreen and other safety measures are key to protecting your skin from aging and cancer. The FDA recommends using a sunscreen with an SPF of 15 or higher. Also, look for broad spectrum on the label. That means both harmful ultraviolet A and B rays are blocked. Remember, SPF plus broad spectrum equal healthy fun in the sun. Visit www.fda.gov/sunscreen for more information. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
Meet Blue. Blue's not feeling well. The prescription? Generic medication. Blue wonders, do they really work as well as name brands? Yes, generics and name brand medications do work the same. Even though they may look different, generics have the same key ingredients. FDA approval is equally rigorous for generics to make sure they're as safe and effective as name brands. And Blue even saves some green, making him a little less, well, blue. Talk to your doctor about generics and visit fda.gov/generic drugs.
Question: what will you find on all over-the-counter or OTC medicine packages to help you choose the right drug and use it safely? The answer: the drug facts label. This label lists the medicine's active ingredients and purpose, how much to take, and warnings you should know before using it. Remember, even OTC medicines you buy without a prescription can cause side effects you don't want. So follow the information listed on the drug facts label. For more information, visit fda.gov/drug facts label. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
I was diagnosed at 65.
37. Earlier than most.
Every 9 minutes, someone is diagnosed with Parkinson's disease.
And every one of them can turn to the American Parkinson Disease Association. Visit apdaparkinson.org to learn more and show your support today.
All across the country, people are coming together to speed up what we can learn about health. The All of Us Research Program is calling on 1 million people to join us as we try to change the future of health. For your family, for future generations, for all of us. Visit joinallofus.org and find out how you can become 1 in a million.
Oh, hi. I suppose you're wondering what an A-list celebrity like me is doing in a place like this. You must know, I'm saving the world. Oh, hi, Beth. Yep, saving the world again. Did you know that 40% of all the food produced in the United States is thrown away? That means everything that went into that food, the pesticides, the water, the land, was all for nothing. Just look at this perfectly good food thrown in the trash. The pizza with extra Cheerios, these goldfish and Band-Aid tacos. And just look at this perfect trash burger. This pasta dog looks delicious.
You don't have to dumpster dive like Ed Begley Jr. to save the planet. Fight food waste by shopping smart and using what you buy before it gets trashed.
That's way better. Ooh, arugula.
Do your part and find out other world-saving tips at betterthaned.org.
Welcome back to the Falcons Sports Network. Blank on the call with you. An abrupt start to the second half, Warde and Ludlow. Ludlow has not scored since early in this game. They could use an equalizer, so could Warde. That shot is well off target. Heron coming out to save, and she will. Boys tied 0-0, so Ludlow keeps the Swedish Cup because they did win the year before. The female version of the Swedish Cup would stay in Warde's hands if they tied. Little chip off to the far side. It was a freshman that scored it for Ludlow. Kaylee Scala forward for the Falcons. She's done an excellent job so far in this one. 38-35 to play. Put it in the net. They're going to give this one to Heron. No, they will not. And instead, Warde gets an opportunity. Kicked around. They have an opportunity. Here comes a curving shot of the box. But it's going to be saved by Heron. Curved. Heron lets it go. 37-35 to go. And it's put in the air. Down to 37-12 to play. Coming down, looking to get a centering pass, excuse me. Cleared out. It is very cold, as I'm being told by some of the wonderful gentlemen on the roof tonight. Being told it is absolutely freezing Not that anybody seems to mind. Down to 36-25 to play. The Nest and the Stampede, neither one losing. Here's Kaylee Scala ripping down the near side. Wants to do something with it. It's stolen away, but she's right back on her. They really wanted that. And on the other end, Ludlow with a turnover. Goes out of bounds. Kicked out to the near side.
Come on, Maddie. Come on. Nice, nice. Come on, Ellen. Come on, Ellen. Come on, Ellen.
A back and forth start to the second half. And certainly a very much slower pace than the boys' game, which was basically run, run, run.
Oh, really?
Good. 34-30 to play. Warde 1, Ludlow 1. Splitting the 2 goals. And this one is into the box, but cleared right back out and put right back in. Played with the heads. Finally, it's off to the far side. It's always nice to see the Ludlow girls before their game were cheering on the boys in the Nest, and then the boys after their game were cheering on the Lady Falcons. So that's always something to take pride in, and Ludlow certainly brings a lot of school spirit, especially to these games. A little chip into the air. Still alive. Trickles out. Opportunity. She's going to go for a long ranger. No, they'll put it in the corner. In the middle. Still got it. And cleared out. $32.25 to play. Down about 32 minutes. Here's an opportunity. Ripping down. Playable. Herons bracing for a shot. In the box and a diving save. Big save from Maddie Heron. And as the wind begins to kick up on this chilly evening, We continue along. Big save from Heron. Chip down the side. Warde's going to get it back. The crowd really getting into it. Now chipped along. Here come the Mustangs, getting an easy deflection. But it's turned right over with almost a half an hour to play. In net and cleared out. That was a big one. Ludlow honestly just needs the points here tonight. Obviously they want those bragging rights, but a tie is not really good enough. They need the points from a victory. Warde controlling it. Back into their own territory. Not a place you want to be. Battled for, and Warde's going to get a corner throw. Not good. A lot of youngsters in the crowd tonight. Girls and boys. They played a game at halftime. Played for far side. Ludlow is going to give it to Kaylee Scala. Again, not the one you want with the ball. Splits the two defenders. It still comes out with it. Wonderful job by Kaylee Scala. She is something else and has been tonight. Just showing off at this point. Down to 28:30 to play. Here come the Mustangs on a fast break. And with the Falcons, they need somebody with her talent up there with her to run the fast break. Every time she's gone down there alone. She needs somebody down there to pass to. And that could do wonders for the Falcons. 1-1 inside 29 minutes. Hitting the 28-minute mark. And the clock will stop with 28:26 to play. It is an injured Mustang. We must have missed it. Try and get a number for you if we can. 28:26 to play, and we're knotted at 1. We'll have the Ludlow Warde volleyball match Monday. That will be the end of our Ludlow Warde coverage until Thanksgiving, when we're right here for football. FSN, it's a 10 a.m. kickoff, and FSN Tailgate gets your morning going. Haven't decided on the time, but it's most likely we're getting here around 8 a.m. We're all going to be hopped up because we haven't had turkey yet, and probably around 9 or so. It's going to be a long, long tailgate show. Not sure about tailgate for this Friday, however. So we wait on the resumption of this one. Continuing along after the injury timeout. The female version of the Swedish Cup on the sidelines. And will be awarded after the game. Whistle coming now.
Perfect for this. Yeah. Yeah, we went, when we visited Eleanor for Parents Weekend, Dayton, Maine.
27:50 and counting to play.
And there was like maybe, 400 people watching the game, but on that there was stands and built into this cool old school stadium right there. Super cool. I got a clue to like Wrigley Field.
Want to give a quick shout out to everybody watching at home, as well as the wonderful, oh wow, this one trickles in the box. We'll continue our thank yous in a second. Here comes a shot, Heron a diving safe. And a big save for Maddie Heron. As I was saying, we want to give a big shout out to the rest, to our wonderful staff of athletics here at Fairfield Warde, and of course at Fairfield Ludlow. But mainly to the Warde staff, as they have been the ones so gracious to host us for the last 2 days, and will host us on Thanksgiving, hopefully again. Athletic Director Seth Fry. We haven't really talked to Athletic Trainer Jordan Thurman, but we definitely know Site Director Dave Danko. And, of course, Athletic Secretary Extraordinaire at Ludlow and Warde, Mr. Sean Saylor. He's been a friend of the club really since we began last year. So we do appreciate everybody's support, and thanks especially to the Warde people for hosting us. Even if we couldn't do it live, we'll get it going hopefully for Thanksgiving. 26:20 to play. Here comes the kick. In the box, this could go in. Heron with a save. Grips it tightly. And a great save by Maddie Heron in goal. She's been making those saves all night. Here's Scala. She got tripped from behind, and that is definitely going to draw at least a penalty, if not possibly a card. She was wide open with the defender in front and was tripped from behind. Very surprised there were no cards thrown there. But in the end, nothing happens, and you don't want to see that. In a game like this, it's friendly competition, and you want to win, but not at that cost. You do not want to see this game get trippy. Excuse me. As we move along. In the box. Headed out. Cleared away. And it goes out of bounds. Approaching 25 minutes to play. Ludlow wanting that second goal. This next goal could be the game. And it looks like we see another injured Mustang. 25:05 to play. Those injuries seem to be stinging even more because it does happen to be very cold, and the cold can really...
You ever see a hockey player cramp? No.
Can really mess you up. So 1-1 your score here in the second half.
No, at the bar afterwards. Like 5 or 6 years ago, I got the worst cramp at the Irish Club after soccer. I'm just like, it won't go away. It's like 8 minutes.
25:05 to play in this game. And the girls huddled up. This is a big one. Again, the winner can get 3 FCAC points. If they tie, I believe they each get 1. So they really could use those 3 FCAC points. Three points could put them in the FCAC playoffs. So, and of course, that goes the same for Warde. Ludlow is number 9. Warde is number 10. Really? Correction to that, Ludlow is 11th, so still goes. The 3 points could do wonders. Last year, Ludlow got into the state playoffs after missing FCACs by a game and ended up really scaring their opening round opponent. Ended up going to the second round where they fell to Staples. So we could be in a repeat for this year where they kind of pull an upset in round number 1, and we'll have all the state playoff coverage right here on FSN.
So was it 170 or? I don't know how they split it for a game like this. Carson said they usually split it 126 with 2. But the center would get more.
And we see site director Dave Danko on the sidelines. He's been great. He is our Warde girls basketball coach. He has built up such a program, and we look forward to working with him. He's been a great friend of the club's for a long time now, and we can't wait to talk to him some more. As we move along the far side, Ludlow wanting something to go off of in this game. Neither side has really gotten a ton of offensive opportunities. Still 2 more goals scored in this one than the other game. So, boys' game was very exciting, ended in a 0-0 draw. Here is Scala looking for Hoy, and she didn't get her. It got to Hoey, but it went out of bounds. That's going to be number 26, Maya Newton, to kick it in.
Does Rich's daughter, has she played yet in this game? Do you know? She plays a lot.
Near side. Still on the near side, now in the opposing territory, and goes out. Kicked out, but it's not cleared yet. Now it's cleared. Ludlow's done a great job clearing. So has Warde. Neither team has been really terrible defensively, despite what the scoreboard says. The defenses have been it's kept it at 1-1. And after the first game we saw, certainly we know goals are at a premium, not just in the boys' game, but in both games in general. 1 goal here will likely decide it. And that's the way it should be. Came down to 1 goal. It always seems to come down to that last goal. And a 1-0, 2-0 kind of finish. Last year, Warde won on a PK. We'll see what they can do this year. Down to about 21:55. In the box. big clearance from the Falcons. They needed that, and they got it. Still in the box. Still has possession and a big stop. The Ludlow defense just came up crucially big on 2 straight plays. Scala tried to clear. Falcons need a big clearance that would get them the ball, too. In the end, it's Warde, though, that gets the clearance. And it looks like the ball. They'll get a corner. In the box. Trickles around. They still got it. Ludlow kind of thought it was going out. To the corner. Little too much in front, but they'll still take possession. This a looping ball that Heron's got to come out and get, and she will. "20 minutes approaching. And there it is. 20 minutes to go in the second half. Ludlow and Warde. And it looks like they're going to move it up a bit. With 20... Well, they're going to keep this clock moving. And we're going to find out what this whole thing has been. Ludlow will take it. Forrest chasing it down as Hoey. She's got the ball. Now she needs the assist. First time in a while Ludlow's had the ball that close to the goal. Comes out of coverage. And a penalty is going to give Ludlow the ball. The Nest awakens with inside 19 and a half to play. Ludlow's going to get a free. And they really need this ball to find the back of the net. 1-1 your score. Falcons and the Mustangs. It's going to be taken by Paige O'Connell to the near side, just outside the corner. So in the near corner, she'll try. She's not going to be able to hook it in, but she can certainly put it as if it's a corner kick. And a set piece in the box. And it is in! 2-1 Ludlow on a huge goal! And it looks like Bridget Pullman puts it to the back of the net. Did you get a number? It was assisted by O'Connell. Forrest thought she might have had it. And with 18:39 to play, the Falcons take a 2-1 lead. That was a huge goal, and they are celebrating like it was the biggest of the season because it may just have been. They're going to get 3 key points tonight should they finish these next 18 or so minutes off. Inside 18 minutes, Excuse me. Ludlow 2 and Warde 1. This is a huge 2-1 lead. Ludlow has not beaten Warde in a long time. Couldn't tell you when the last time was, but it has been years. Blocked. Warde wants a second as well. They say Ludlow gets seconds. Why can't we have some? Heron with a dive. Going all the way out there and a big stop. That ball was kind of hanging around. Could have turned this game around. But it's 2-1. Heron going to get the ball back again. And this time kick it away. Ludlow wants one more that would most likely end this game if it wasn't ended already. Into the box. Warde wants a chance at this, but it's not going to happen as they clear it out. Here's Forrest for Scala. Excuse me, that's O'Connell. And they're going to reset. A pitch into the box and a sliding save made. 16:03 to go. And the Falcons warming up. They want to take this one right out of the Mustangs' hands. And obviously the Mustangs really going to be beating themselves up if they don't win this game. Coming into their own house for the first time in 3 years against the Falcons, and they go 0-1-1. That would not be the night they were looking to have. Remember, coming into this night, just looking at the stat lines, Warde was expected to go 2-0 easily in these matchups. But as we say, in this Warde-Ludlow rivalry, there is never a certain game. You can come in with an undefeated record and the opposing team can have no wins at all. But in Warde-Ludlow, it just does not happen in a blowout. Rarely, if ever. 2-1 Falcons, inside 15 minutes to play. Line drive kick. The Falcons out to a really big lead. That one goal, maybe 5 on either end, too. Again, we'll be back here Thanksgiving morning. It will likely be, this weather will likely be considered warm by the time we come back here. A nice early FSN tailgate. It was good to get down here because now we know the site. We're getting a little more familiar. We may be back here for the FCAC Girls Soccer Championships, depending on what happens. A couple of things would have to happen, but we could be back here. You gotta love that the 2 goals scored tonight were by a young blood, Kaylee Scala, and a senior, McKenna Forrest. A chance. Look into the middle. Overstepped it and cleared out. A little bit of uncertainty there inside 13.5 minutes to play. Here it comes. Near side, working it down the sideline. A curved ball into the box. Paulman boots it out. So Warde's going to get what could be their last chance of the night with 12:40 to play in this second half. Kick is going to be taken, looks like, by Kate Risley. Kate Risley in the box. Trickles around. It's saved. A big kick out. But we're going to do it all again. The Mustangs will get it back. 12-minute mark. And again, they need to score on this. They almost had it. Risley again. This time it is headed out, and it goes out. Heron's going to get it. It's actually taken by Boldrigini. Down to 11:37 and counting to play. And Ludlow in pretty good shape. Knock on wood. For these final 10 minutes. They got to keep getting clearances like that. Obviously, you're not wanting to go to a set piece every time you go down there. That is a little too dangerous, but keep those clearances coming. And they've certainly done a great job running this clock down. Although trying to finally be that team, that girls' team, to win it against Warde. And certainly they know they got a lot of potential on this team going into the future. 10:50 and counting. Here we go. Mustangs with an opportunity. Heron boots it out. In the box, Heron going for it again. This time she'll pick it up. Had to make a dive on it. And she bobbled it a little bit, but makes the save. Down to 10:20 to play. Trickles around. Good boot on it by Caroline Sullivan, the defenseman number 11. Excuse me. In 11th grade, I should say. It's been a long night and a long time coming. The Falcons wasting some more time, down to 9:50. And Peter Nikoch's squad could not be happier at this moment. Up 2-1 in the biggest games they've played so far. Ludlow 2, Fairfield Warde 1. Kicked out and through. That was much needed. Down to about 8:53. So we take a look at the nest. They did a pink out tonight. And are having a heck of a time so far. Have not seen Ludlow lose yet. This is picked up by Hoey. Charging down the far side. A through ball intended for Grace Hanrahan, but it's, a through ball intended for Michaela Fleming. But Warde will get it instead. Actually, no, they're going to turn it back over to Ludlow. Looks like a Warde defender may have touched it on the way through. Here comes the throw, and whistles all over the place. Down to about 7:35 to play, and the Falcons only about 7.5 minutes to go until they can party all night. 2-1, Falcons on top of the Mustangs. Cleared up, but it's not going to be enough. All of the Mustang bench on their feet, as are the Falcons. The Mustangs really getting into it. In the box. Still not cleared out yet. They're going to throw it.
Yeah, the yellow's in the field, right?
Down to 6:15 to play. 6:10. Through ball that gets punched out. Nice job by Grace Shaw. Mustangs will retain it though. Inside 6 to play. This is a through ball for Hoey, trying to get herself on the score sheet. Breaks the tackle, and it's deflected out, so they're going to get a set piece. Hoey knew it. She'll take one for the team there. Broke a slide tackle, eventually forced out by a defender, but Ludlow can score here and make it a 3-1 ball game. A huge goal with only about 5 minutes to go, and Warde having not scored since early in the first half. Could be a death sentence for the Mustangs if they can score here. It comes into the box. It's out. But Brown was right on it and easily forces out the Warde defender. Did it go out? No, it did not. Shaw got a touch on it. Near side. Hoey giving chase. I couldn't get there in time. Inside 5 minutes to play. Warde still trailing by 1. You know that Ludlow students in about 2 or so minutes will go down and get ready to try and storm the field should the Falcons continue to lead. A pitch that gets kicked around and finds Brown's foot. A chip into the box. A shot, and it's 3-1! And that may just do it. With about 4 minutes to play, the Falcons take a 3-1 lead on the road and are going to pull off the upset. It was a beautiful goal off the foot of Kelsey Brown, another senior getting into the action. And that may just do it. Heron going out for the save. And the nest is getting rowdy. It was a split game through almost 3/4 of it. But in the last 10 or so minutes, the Falcons have just been unbeatable. Here's Hoey on the run. Can she make it 4? Still in front, and it's going to get cleared out. And Georgia Hoey lying on the ground. Looks like she is injured with 3:28 to play. And Coach Peter Nikoch is on his way out. Along with him is the athletic trainer, Jordan Thurman for Fairfield Warde. No penalty was called, but it's 3-1 Fairfield Ludlow on top. And Hoey still on the ground, has not gotten up. Was slamming the ground when she went down. Could be something torn. We'll have to figure it out. And she is up. She's coming off. Looks to be walking just fine, but the girls are certainly getting psyched up. They cannot let this deter them. Up 3-1. Falcon fans all ready to storm the field. Moving along. Shaw to throw in. It's a hard throw in. Scala giving chase. Ends up on her foot. That ball curving out, but it's going to waste some time. Time that the Mustangs definitely do not have. At this point, the clock is their enemy. And as we move closer and closer to that final horn, the Falcons with a lead. This is O'Connell, and it is going just wide. Paige O'Connell really thought she had it. She got a shot on the last possession, gets it right back, and nails another, but it goes just wide. Right through the football uprights. 3 points there, no goals. 2.5-minute mark. Charged up ahead, Warde needs 2. Which means they got to work with 1 right here as it's kicked out, and all the life you can tell has just been taken out of this Warde gang. They came into this second half full of life, ready to take the lead, but the Falcons' 2 goals have just absolutely ruined their night. Two-minute mark is approaching and has come. So 2 minutes to go. Ludlow on top, 3-1. A shot from long range. Heron falls on it. Big save. Warde trying to just keep it in the zone, knowing they got a good chance of scoring. Although the way Heron has played tonight, they may not. Heron has made stop after stop. 1 goal has gotten by her, and that's been it. Here's O'Connell running with it. Looking forward for Scala. She'll take it herself. O'Connell making a break for the net, and it is going to go out for a Falcon throw. Shaw coming in to take this throw as we reach the 1-minute mark, and sweet victory is about to come for the Falcons. Battled for and won. Zell Holleran winning it for the Falcons. Caroline Sullivan with the dish to the outside. Down to 40 seconds as the Falcon faithful getting ready to storm the field. As the nest has emptied. Down to 30 seconds as it's cleared up. And a save by Heron. stopping that second goal from going in. Down to 20 seconds, she will boot it. 11 seconds and 10. They are going to count it down in the nest. And the Falcons will win it. 3-1, your final. And the Fairfield Ludlow Falcons will knock off their rivals from just across the town as they storm out of the field with the nest, and a second half comeback puts the Falcons on top, and they win it 3-1. What an unbelievable ending to an unbelievable game that was split at halftime. And you can hear them chanting well into the night. 3-1 is your final. And the Falcons emerge victorious. What an unbelievable ending for the Falcons, and as they make their playoff push, this will certainly help with 3 humongous points. So that said, as the Nest and the rest of the Ludlow team make their way off the field, we will say goodnight. Your final tonight, in game number 1, the boys tie 0-0, and in game number 2, the Falcons emerge victorious with the girls' version of the Swedish Cup, winning it 3-1. So for our entire production crew that did a great job tirelessly producing it in the cold tonight, I'm Aiden Blank. We'll see you on Friday for football. But until then, Ludlow, well, there's only thing... Excuse me, we'll try this again. For everybody here at FSN, our executive producer, Jerry Spino, and Dan Sierra, I'm Aiden Blank, and there's basically only one thing left to say. The Fairfield Ludlow Falcons are Swedish Cup champions. We will see you on Friday for football. Have a good one, everybody.